These are the 3 players that the Yankees need to re-sign, in my opinion. Number 3 is Anthony Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo is the first baseman for the New York Yankees. After not that many options at first base, Anthony Rizzo seems like a great team leader. After all of the slumping players on the Yankees, Anthony Rizzo was one of the bright spots in the lineup that you could look forward to for him to at least hit a home run, make a contact hit or something with his veteran experience with the Chicago Cubs and winning a World Series with them. Anthony Rizzo really shined through this year, and I was happy to see him actually play and be productive. Even though at first base his numbers don't really show that well when it comes to defensive runs saved, he did pretty well. He was a solid scooper at first base and not much to complain about. I really feel like him going out there talking to the pitchers, him leading the club behind the scenes that we don't even get to see, I feel like that brings such a value to the Yankees that you really can't put a price to it, or you really can't define it unless you're actually in the Yankees clubhouse. So I think he's priceless when it comes to the Yankees team chemistry, and I would want to see him going forward come sign again with the Yankees or take his option. Even though he most likely will reject his team option or his player option, he's probably going to end up going out to free agency, and the Yankees are probably going to have to bid for him. Number 2 is Andrew Benintendi. Andrew was pretty solid until he got injured. Unfortunately, that injury wasn't, necessarily his fault. He got hit by the pitch, and it kind of messed him up. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, he's going to come back. He'll be back for the playoffs, at least early on." But reports basically just showed that, yeah, he would come back, but if the Yankees were in the World Series, and we really could have used him early on, obviously. We needed someone solid, and that was also something that looked bad on Brian Cashman at the end of the day, because we signed that guy. He was supposed to come through, but then, just plain old bad luck. He gets injured, and now we have to deal with Hicks out there, and, again, bad luck. Hicks gets injured, and then there we go. That's our playoffs right there. So we could have really used Andrew Benintendi because we got him for the fact that he's actually a contact hitter and not just a home run hitter or any of that. He can actually give you some production in swinging the bat and give you a high batting average. But unfortunately, he was injured for most of the time he was here with the Yankees. And so now the Yankees are going to have to probably, bid for him out there in the market. And there are many great options in the market, so I'm not so scared or set on, hey, we really need to get this guy. If we don't, then we're screwed. No. I mean, Benintendi would be a great addition, and I would love to see him back because he does have that experience with the Red Sox, winning the World Series and all of that. That's a huge factor, I feel like. And I feel like he probably did good with the team and the team chemistry and everything like that. He would be a great addition if we can re-sign him. I don't think he'll be asking for that crazy amount of money, especially being that there's a lot of great outfield options there in this free agency. Now, talking about great options, we're going into number 1. And yes, you guessed it, Aaron Judge. Aaron has been like the best player in the whole league, obviously. He has to win the MVP. Ohtani, yes, it's great that you can do both, but Aaron Judge, he basically beat the home run record, and depending on how you see the home run record set in all of baseball, depending on steroids and all that stuff, you could say that Aaron Judge is actually the champ, the record holder. And so Aaron Judge is going to be the most sought-after free agency, I would say, in a very, very long time, with names like the Dodgers, names like the Giants, saying, hey, we're going to bid whatever we want on this guy, and we're not going to let this guy get loose. So with that being said, that's another big factor. The Yankees are going to need to bid against every single other team, not to mention possibly the Mets. And these are big market teams that can actually steal Judge away. And it's going to be up to Judge if he actually wants to stay. You already know all the benefits of Judge, whether he's basically going to be the captain if he stays with the Yankees, and whatever that's worth to him at the end of the day, that's a big honor if you're a Yankee fan, right? Yeah, Derek Jeter, Don Mattingly, all these greats that held that captain status. And so with Aaron Judge, he's going to be a difficult one. And we're going to have some options if he does decide to walk away. Because at the end of the day, you can comment down below. Let me know. But how much would you be willing to spend on Judge? Yes, he had a great year, but most of the time when players have a great year, they don't really go next year and have a better year. That's usually like their best year of their career, and that's about it. And then after that, it's just average. And I would say after 5 years of him being only 31 years old right now, 5 years when he's 35, let's say 36, do you think he's still going to be productive? I think he's going to be more of a DH. And probably by then we'll have Stanton off his contract and all that stuff, and maybe Judge can fill on in that DH role. But is that a risk you want to take? For me, I would say yes. In a perfect world, bring Judge back because I like his character. I like how he's the captain. He's the guy that's going to lead us to the championship. And if Judge does want to win a championship, he knows that he needs to stay with the Yankees, especially if management goes and tells him, which I really do think this will be a huge, huge thing in him deciding, is the fact that management has to show him, hey, we're here to win. Same way that they showed Garrett Cole and it convinced him. But they're really going to have to talk to Judge and say, hey, look, we're going to make these changes, and it's going to be for the betterment of the team because the way you've been playing the last few years, we should have won at least one championship. And maybe Judge will be looking at the Yankees and saying, hey, Cashman has to go, though. Who knows? Maybe the Giants, hey, they're like, hey, we got this, that. We got this player. Dodgers, hey, we got this, that. We're going to convince you to come play here because we're going to win a championship. Look at all the players we have. These teams are going to be putting everything on the line to show Judge why their management, from scouting to the trainers to everyone, why they are the best. So why not the Yankees? The Yankees should be doing everything possible to make that happen right now. And that falls back to how and everything like that. But if I were Judge, I would be basing my decision on where I can have the most championships. And yes, the obvious choice would be the Yankees, but year by year, as that passes by, that choice is starting to become slimmer and slimmer, or as a possibility to do it here in New York. And so Judge, if I were him, I would start looking at the best managed organization. The team where they're going to be willing to spend the money to get a Carlos Correa, willing to spend the money to get the right players in order to help him in the lineup and create a Hall of Fame career. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be about him. Yes, he's going to get that $40 million a year contract. He's going to get probably over 8 years. Let's say 10 years, $400 million. For a captain, franchise of your team, the franchise face of your team. We're talking about one of the players that everyone's going to remember going forward, and 99 is going to be the number associated with Aaron Judge going forward for the future of all of baseball. Same way that number 2 is associated with Derek Jeter. So now, should we get Judge back? Of course. Yeah, get him. Get Anthony Rizzo, get Benintendi. Judge, yeah, get him. But again, I even have my line. If Judge is going to get more than $400 million, I would say, hey, look, let's look at other options then. Unfortunately, because that's just way too much. And that's going to cost a fortune down the road because he's not going to be the same player down the road. He's 31. If he was like 26, 27, he was talking about like a Juan Soto type of age, maybe. Yeah, of course. But then you're just paying more for the looks of it because he's not going to perform 5 years down the road. But let me know what you guys think down below. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. But for me, Anthony Rizzo, Andrew Benintendi, Aaron Judge, those are the 3 players that we need going forward in order to help this team out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.